Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. Boy, we have a lot to talk about, so let's dive right into it. Right now, high pressure is building down the coastal plains, what we call cold air damming, and that's producing a northeasterly wind around 5 to 15 miles per hour, and that's causing temperatures to range from the mid to upper teens over the interior, lower to mid 20s in your suburbs, mid to upper 20s in the major metro areas, and lower 30s along the New Jersey coast. Notice these dew points, though. They're in the single digits. This is some very dry, cold air that's being transported here. The only location that really isn't standing out with the dry, cold air is really southern New Jersey, which is why we're expecting this to transition over to rain or stay rain for the most part for most of this storm. But your battle zones, which is here through Long Island and New York City Metro, basically right in the I-95 corridor, well, this is going to be rather interesting. Notice Trenton, 9, Belmar, 21. Dew points, dry air. Very, very interesting observations. Because the colder and drier the environment is at the start, the longer it takes for that precipitation changeover to evolve. So we're going to have to watch that very, very carefully. Meanwhile, off to our south, our storm starts to organize. We have one low pressure system off the southeast coast, another one in the Tennessee River Valley that's starting to interact. Here's our cold high pressure system building down, setting up that cold air dam right there. And this high pressure system isn't going to be leaving very quickly, so it's going to continue to transport that cold, dry air. Meanwhile, here comes the precipitation starting to approach the region. Again, for much of this morning, it will be dry, but by this afternoon, let's say after 2 p.m., you'll start to see snow and rain break out off to the south and then pushing northward into the major metro areas as we go on through the afternoon. On the infrared satellite picture, you can see the colder cloud tops are starting to develop here. Look for an enhancement of cold cloud tops starting to develop this afternoon right around Virginia, up towards the Delmarva Peninsula and through the northern Mid-Atlantic, and that will continue to evolve as we go on through the evening hours. So what am I expecting with this storm? Well, let's check this out. So here is the general forecast. I had to fix something. Sorry about that. Okay, so Zone 5. That's where you're going to expect pretty much all snow here. Now, this was updated yesterday afternoon at 2:57 p.m. And really, I like where I'm standing here. I'm not going to make any more adjustments. But I do see this forecast possibly verifying on the high side. Okay? Based on what I'm seeing here with this cold, dry air in place. But overall, in Zone 5, this is all snow. This is an easy forecast, and this is the easy forecast down in Zone 1. This area, all snow, heavy at times, 10 to 16 inches pretty easily. Someone's going to get around 20 inches of snow out of this. My best bet is probably going to be around Scranton, let's say around the Poconos, those areas. So very impressive heavy snowfall in these locations. Zone 4 and 3 is your battle zone areas. Very difficult forecast here. Zone 4 looking at 6 to 12 inches of snow, changing over to snow after 2 a.m. There's going to be periods at times, especially this evening, of very heavy snow mixing with sleet. Depending on how much sleet mixes in, that will tell you whether you're on the low end or the high end of this forecast. And then periods of heavy snow after 2 a.m. as our storm passes off to our south. Zone 3, same thing. Wintry mix of snow, sleet, rain. Snowfall accumulations of 4 to 8 inches would change over to all snow after 4 a.m. And then Zone 2, again, same idea here, just a later changeover. Rain, snow, sleet, changing over to snow after 6 a.m., looking for about 2 to 4 inches of snow out of that changeover. Zone 1, easy, mostly rain. Maybe you might end off with some snow at the very end around 8 a.m. as the storm exits. A trace, 2 inches if you're lucky. You get like one little band kind of cutting through the northern portion of Zone 1, but pretty much a trace if that. So your real battle zones is Zone 3 and 4 for this storm. If you end up with a colder solution, you're going to be in the high end of this snowfall forecast. So it's going to be a very dicey forecast, and any way you slice it, travel is just going to be horrendous. So just be prepared for that. So looking at the rest of this forecast, Precipitation starts to invade this afternoon, say after 2 p.m. over southern New Jersey, 4 p.m. as you get into the major metro areas, 6 p.m. it'll be steady for the entire region, but snow over much of the region, rain over southern New Jersey. Temperatures rising today into the upper 20s over the interior, lower to mid 30s in your major metro areas, upper 30s to mid 40s along the southern New Jersey coast. For tonight on through tomorrow morning, our storm moves through. We already discussed the impacts. Also, be aware of wind gusts over 40 miles per hour at times with a strong northerly wind at 15 to 30 miles per hour tonight, and coastal flooding will be a concern. Looking at minor to moderate coastal flooding threat with this storm as it exits out. On Thursday, snow exits in the morning. I'd say by about 10 a.m. most locations are done. Possibly, definitely earlier as you move further west. So basically from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. from west to east, this storm comes to an end. Then clearing skies the rest of the day with temperatures falling through the 30s into the 20s. So anything that's wet in the ground is going to freeze. Be prepared. Then after that, the pattern gets pretty quiet. Friday all the way on through Wednesday, you basically get these weak troughs moving through. So you have to beware of an isolated rain or snow shower. But the overall theme is going to be a slow and steady moderation in the temperatures. So for Friday and Saturday, it's going to remain pretty chilly with lows in the single digits to mid-teens over the interior, upper teens to lower 20s along the coast, high temperatures in the mid-20s to lower 30s over the interior, lower to mid-30s along the coast. On Sunday, we start to warm up with low temperatures in the mid to upper 20s, high temperatures in the mid-30s to lower 40s. Watch out for some fog, maybe some freezing fog in the morning. It's going to be an issue. Fog is going to remain an issue for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because we're going to get progressively warmer over a fresh snowpack. So on Monday, look for lows in the mid-20s to lower 30s, highs in the upper 30s to lower 40s. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, look for lows in the mid-20s to lower 30s and high temperatures ranging from the upper 30s to lower 40s over the interior and mid-40s to lower 50s along the coast. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, and we will have live coverage of this storm throughout the day. Definitely check out the Twitter feeds, and of course, also you can subscribe at NYNJPA Weather, where we will be doing live coverage and I'll be answering all of your questions. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.